What's up everyone, STARSKREAM here to help you out with Very Hard on the Grand Guild Alliance. I've seen a lot of people have been having trouble with this for whatever reason. Realistically, the Very Hard is not that hard compared to some of the Very Hards we've had in the past, but it does require a lot of thinking ahead and being smart and utilizing all of your heroes very intelligently. Some things to consider in this dungeon are that enemies do extra damage to fire, and your taunt always has to be up. Because of that, I chose Alex as my taunter instead of Furnace. I had to bring Echo to help out with the energy, and I also brought 3 energy pots. I don't need any healing. The main person you need to keep alive is going to be Alex. So because of that, we need to bring Dagrund. And when you heal Alex with Dagrund, he actually increases Alex's maximum health. So not only are you healing him, but you're making him stronger every single time you heal him. And you're going to see more of that. And I chose Augustus here because he just requires... He gives you another heal, and his Aegis shields are nice for when... for unexpected times when your taunt might go down. But we'll get into that in a second here. I chose this order very specifically. You always want to have Echo, well, not always. In this instance, you want to have Echo first so you can give the rest of your team energy right off the bat. Now, the only time that you can get RNG'd this whole match, if you do it correctly, is if right here there's a fire caster and somehow it manages to one-shot your Echo before you've been able to put the taunt on your Alex. And if that's the case, then just quit the match, restart it, and it shouldn't happen again. Now, Alex is going to taunt right away, like I mentioned. Next thing I'm going to do is just give myself immediately right off the back this energy rune. You're using the energy rune not for a heal on Dagrund. It that part doesn't really matter. What you're doing it is so that you can right away start doing some EMTs, some dwarven EMTs. Alice can take most of these, no problem. And then we're just going to basic attack. Obviously hit the person who's shocked so you can maximize the amount of damage. Dwarven EMT I'm going to use right away. You can see his max health is going up and he's getting healed. So every single time I'm doing that, he's getting stronger and stronger. I'm going to probably fast forward through a little bit of this in the video. When you get your Aegis wall, always throw it up. That way, in case, like I said, in case Alex's taunt goes away when you don't expect it to, you've at least got some protection. So as you see there, my taunt expired. And look at that. Our Aegis wall saved us. Now, your energy pots you're going to want to save for Dagrund. Or Alex, sorry. Right now, it's imperative that I have my taunt up. So I didn't expect to have to use this energy pot this early, but that's okay. And check it out, I'm going to have to do it again, all in the same turn, which isn't ideal, and I was not expecting that, but check it out. Now I can dwarven EMT, and you're going to notice that from this point forward, that doesn't really happen again. So even though we ran into something that was a little bit unexpected, because of the way that this team is set up, it's able to deal with a hiccup along the way. Alright, in this room, that was a little bit lucky, because my taunt had gone away, and luckily they didn't all focus one person, but they typically don't. I'll throw my taunt up. We'll make sure I get this Cabal taken care of, yep. And of course you want to throw up your Aegis wall as soon as you have it. For hiccups like what just happened. This animation takes like 5 times longer than it used to. It's really, really annoying, but I guess it's not that big a deal. Don't really need that Evo. Let it go. It's more important to focus the enemies. You don't ever really need to put the damage reflection. It helps because Alex has Beast Hunter, so when they run into him, they actually hurt themselves a little bit more, but realistically, it's not really necessary. Again, as always, I'm going to throw out my energy rune so that I can get this Dwarven EMT going again. Don't really need to heal anybody, so I just go for a basic attack here. Now, the shouts sometimes can throw you off. Luckily, your main person that you need to not have silenced is Alex, and he's immune to silence. It kind of sucks if you need your Dwarven EMT in a clincher, and they silence your Dagron like they just did to me, but since we've been keeping his health up consistently the entire time, we're not really at a point right now where we're in any type of danger. So, we'll be fine. I'm going to save my Energize right now, because I know that I already have a Dwarven EMT. It's already ready for me to go. There it is. I use it, and now I save it for next turn. The great thing that you'll notice here is that I also knew that the taunt was going to expire, and then I was going to need it for a taunt. So normally I wouldn't have been able to taunt this turn. That would have taken away my last energy pot, but since I saved the Energize, I'm good to go. Next room is the boss room, so I probably should have thrown up a shield here and let my Augustus heal himself, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's from this point forward, there's not really a whole lot of RNG that could happen, and you'll see that in a second. There's not a whole lot that really could have threatened me at this point. Electric Storm is great for this because it does extra damage towards armored opponents, and it starts shocking a bunch of them, so. The order, every time I did this in the exact same order. I took out the caster, I took out the ad, or the non-big Bovis over here, and then I took the other two out. Whoever was usually lower is the one I started with. Even though I didn't need that Dwarven EMT again, what it did was it raised my max health, so I wasn't just healing myself, I was raising his health a lot more, which you really need against these bigger guys. I had Augustus heal himself, get everything taken care of. He's no longer burned, he's no longer poisoned, we're good to go. At this point it should be smooth sailing. I should have been hitting the purple guy over at the top, since he's shocked, because he does 3 times damage to fire. So it would have been hitting everybody and doing 3 times damage, but at the end of the day, again, it doesn't really matter. There you go, you'll see that I saw the error that I was making. Throw my Aegis Wall, of course, as always. My taunt expired, and I think this is where I use my last energy pot, right here. Yep, gotta use that last energy pot. Again, make sure you don't let your taunt, because even though we're so close to winning, if you let that taunt go away and he starts attacking your other heroes, you're done for. Throw my Dwarven EMT on my energy rune on myself, of course, so that I can get closer to that Dwarven EMT. Next round I'll be able to do it. Smite, I think I hit the small Bovis. You want to take him out next. The less people you have damaging you, the better. Doesn't matter if you're taking out the big people or the small people first. The less amount of people, the better. So here I'm going to energize us, and we're going to take care of the small guy next. There you go. It's going to kill the small guy with the shock damage. Dwarven EMT right on time. And from here on out, it's pretty much going to be smooth sailing, so I'll probably speed up this part here. I wasn't taking any chances, so I intensify shock. Make sure I kill him in this one hit. I know I normally do PvP related things, but I wanted to do this because you still, at the time of this recording, it might take me a little bit longer to actually get the upload done and everything, but at the time of this recording you have about 20 hours or so left to actually get this done. And if there's a few people in your guild that are having trouble, send them to my video, have them watch it. I did this on 4 different accounts, all the exact same team. One of my accounts is a level 66. It was very under-leveled and not maxed out, nowhere near maxed out on all my heroes. But if you use this team and you're at the level where you're even considering doing the very hard, you pretty much probably have these heroes that I'm using right now 5 or 6 star. Most people in their 60s have those heroes 5 or 6 star. So follow it. If the first time it doesn't work, try it again. It'll work the second or third time. I hope this helped you guys out. I'm going to work on more of these later. Let me know what you think, and hit me up online if you have any more questions. Have a good one, guys.